I hate this, like, oh, anime is Japan trying to hide from the war crimes, Ellie. They're trying to make you forget about the camp 6954 of whatever, where they did the torture or whatever. Like, these two things are not related.
I feel
it's and how it's bad, and it's critical of the culture. It is critical. Yes, Ellie, the movie that is critical of Japanese idol culture and is like, this is super bad, and bad outcomes can come of this obsession with these idols, right? That is 100% Japanese state propaganda to get you to think Japan is super cool, okay? Right? Like,
Indeed.
totally. God, it's so stupid.
No,
I just like consuming things in the original language.
I love how he just, like, makes that point, and then he just fucking drops it and goes straight into, like, back to the actual topic of the video.
Okay,
right? Like,
here's my weak point of I skimmed through the video. Is he going to mention soft power again?
I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember.
Because if he doesn't, then this the entire soft power.
This is weird.
Thing...
Well, this is. But I can talk about this because I fucking love Girls Frontline, right?
Oh yeah.
I play the Chinese spyware games. Okay, right? I can meme about it, but I don't actually like those memes, but I'm going to meme about it anyway, right? I play the Chinese weeb games. Let's hear more about Cool Japan, shall we? Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to remember, you have to hit the button.
Japan seemed more cool. The country first started making an effort to reform their image post-World War II after they did some things that were not so cool. Hey, weren't you guys responsible for horrible atrocities and war crimes? Cute anime gyaru.
Like I said, that's not what Cool Japan was.
That cute.
Wasn't Cool Japan, like, fucking decades after the war too?
Yeah, like
you have the wiki open. What year was that? Like,
1980.
Yeah, that was like, because when did World War II end? It was like 19 fucking, I can't even. It was
I hear you're not in the Europe or the Atlantic region. I hear, otherwise you would have known.
Yeah, well, I mean, New Zealand did participate, kind of, because we helped the Americans, but I don't think we really weren't that affected by the war outside of.
Yeah, no, 1945.
Yeah, so it's like almost
40
years.
Yeah,
apart.
45.
So I highly doubt that Cool Japan was implemented as a direct response to wanting to redo the image of Japan.
No, it will from what I assume and gather is basically, hey, we want more. Well, we want to sell more stuff.
I think it sounds more to me like they already recognized that they had the soft power going, and they wanted to, like, capitalize on it. Is what Cool Japan sounds like to me.
Wikipedia says they distributed a TV show to foreign countries. That's pretty soft power-ish, right?
Right.
Giving other countries a TV show about Japan to watch.
So I don't like this idea that's cropped up of, oh, anime is Japan. Because I hate this, like, oh, anime is Japan trying to hide from the war crimes, Ellie. They're trying to make you forget about the camp 6954 of whatever, where they did the torture or whatever. Like, these two things are not related.
I feel it's the joke and being socially aware.
I don't, yeah, maybe you could call it virtue signaling, I don't know, but I don't believe, to be serious, right? Like, I don't believe that creative people in Japan that write these light novels and these mangas and direct and produce and do these animes, right? I don't think they're doing it with the motivation of, I want to make people forget about my country's horrific war crimes. Right? Now, if you argued, because there's a difference between arguing intent and outcome, right? If he made the argument of this is an effect of anime, like some people might forget the war crime, even though I do think this is fucking stupid, right? But I'm just, for the sake of argument, right? If he made the argument of anime as soft power is having the effect of making people forget problems of Japan, right? Let's generalize it and not say directly World War II stuff, right? Let's just say Japan problem in general, right? I could theoretically agree with that, right? In terms of, yes, there are people that fetishize Japan. Yes, there are people that are going to forget about, or probably didn't even know to begin with, right? They're not going to know about any of Japan's sins, right?
Big
or
war
past
crimes.
or current, past or current sins, right? I don't think people, I think that, yeah, maybe you could argue anime has an effect of making people not give a shit about those things. Maybe. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that either, but I think that is a much more solid argument that you could probably find some kind of, like, evidence for, right? If you actually researched it, versus this is all some grand Japanese conspiracy by the Japanese Illuminati church governments or whatever to make the world forget about Japan being the big bad, and they want to steal all your kids or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You want to
I
know
don't
fun
think there
fact
is intent.
about the fun fact about the cult church that steals all the money from the people is that maybe Abe himself, but maybe somebody before him, basically invited the church there to be as big as possible because they were anti-communist. They were anti-communist and they were anti-gay. So come in and have government control, church.
Yeah.
And then they stole all the money and everybody into poverty and whatnot. And
which is very, very, very on point. So Samu in the chat, who generally thinks is that like a large subgroup or fringe minority, like you can't seriously think yeah. You see, yeah, I agree.
Well,
it's
not forget, but sure, I can forgive.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I could see an argument to be made here, right? About, maybe the anime is being used to, like, fix Japan's image or whatever. But I think so much time has passed, so much time has passed since then that I really do not believe. I honestly think I would call it a conspiracy theory. I think it's legitimately, if you actually believe that Japan creates the animes to hide the war crimes with intent, right?
Yeah, the thing is
I think you're a lunatic. Right?
There is this. Soft power is a thing, and
oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm saying, like, there is an argument to be made. I just don't think it's deliberate. I don't think it's intent.
more from, hey, that's very neat. We make cool stuff, and people think we're cool, so they'll forgive our nasty bits. Hey, America, how are those Indians going over there?
How are those Native Americans doing? Yeah.
You killed them all. Oh, but you make movies, alright, that's fine. Hey, China. China, what are you doing? What?
Hey, America, remember when you put people in the internment camps during the war, and you like called them zipper heads because you'd put their heads under the trucks and do the zipper head. Remember that? Hey, remember when you firebombed a shitload of civilians? That was pretty dope.
Hey,
You know?
Britons.
You know?
Hey, the Queen, all that good stuff. Hey, did you remember?
Remember when you invaded like India and like took it over and tried to colonize India? That was fun.
And then
that was a grand old time.
Real hard.
See, this is the thing. Like every country has their sins, right? Every country, you know, even New Zealand has you know, we did some things in the past that were regrettable. You know, as a colonized country, you know, like there shit happens, right? But at some point, you kind of have to go. Are we really going to shackle ourselves to this? Are we really going to make decisions? Are we going to make decisions now in the present based on shit that happened hundreds of years ago?
The thing is, though, Nretsew,
can we move on?
Not to get into the politics of today, it's more that the soft power that you have can soften the pressure that you otherwise would have, because China is under big pressure for their human rights violations. They would not have been under such pressure if China had the role of Japan in media creation, because Japan has, you know, still the death penalty and stuff, and countries pressure each other, European Union in general
all the time. Yeah.
And it can't go to America because it's big, but it would pressure Japan.
So let's cap it off with Samu's in the chat, who's like, you know, then again, who knows? Anime probably did make me more willing to accept the whole free speech notion. It wasn't the only thing. But, you know, it might have affected your perspective. Yeah, it's like, you know, everything affects your perspective, you know? Like, you know, we're human. We're only human beings after all, right? You know? We're only human beings after all. Our experiences and, you know, life's, you know, shape.
You know, I did come across the OP of, I forget the name, Bakarumon. It's not how it's spelled.
Or something, yeah.
About the calligraphy guy.
Oh, yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about.
The OP is pretty nice. It has a really a very simple message of, hey, what makes you unique? I don't fucking know. Just be yourself.
So anyway, let's keep going. Let's hear a little bit more about how Japan is the big Illuminati conspiracy. All right,
mastermind.
Aesthetic is something that's prominent throughout Japanese media and is a direct result of how Japan markets its culture. They perpetuate harmful stereotypes that give foreigners a messed up perception of the country. Now I gotta explain to my son that not every Japanese girl speaks with a high-pitched voice.
Sorry, pause again.
Yeah. Every single Japanese creative who writes an isekai novel is doing it directly so that it can be propaganda for Japan, for the state. Yeah, 100%, dude. That's definitely what's going on. This is so fucking stupid.
I had another angle. He's showing, what's this called? Blue.
He's Perfect Blue.
Perfect Blue. This scene is obviously bad. Why
That's actually a good point. Perfect Blue is critical of idol culture. What the fuck are you on about?
Way more than Oshinoko.
Yeah, exactly. Like Perfect Blue is literally about idol culture and stalking and how it's bad and it's critical of the culture. It is critical. Yes, Ellie, the movie that is critical of Japanese idol culture and is like this is super bad, and bad outcomes can come of this obsession with these idols, right? That is 100% Japanese state propaganda to get you to think Japan is super cool, okay? Right? Like,
Indeed.
totally. God, it's so stupid.
No, I'm
Oh man,
I'm feeling some odd choices. No, that's not the right thing. It's more there's not enough thought behind picking the footage of this moment because
this seems to be like a common thing that I've noticed with some anime.
I mean, I guess it's
they
hard.
They do this a lot. They do this a lot.
It's hard
because
to
we've covered a lot of people over the years, right? And it's like I haven't picked up that yet. Sometimes they like the examples that they show are just not fucking. They're either not relevant or they actively harm the point they're trying to make.
I guess it's
like
hard to get the exact thing with the exact.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sympathetic, right? Like it is difficult, but at the same time, it's like you would think that this guy, unless he's trying to make like the connection of, oh, I'll show something that's critical of the thing that I'm also being critical about. Like I could assume that's what his mindset probably was,
Maybe.
But at the same time, it defeats his point because if he's making the point that anime is soft power, right? And it exists solely, or maybe not solely,
hey,
but
look
it exists.
At the idols. Idols are cool. World.
Yeah, it exists. It exists to make Japan look cool. Why are you showing an example of an anime that is critical of the thing that
makes Japan look creepy?
Yeah, exactly. It's like what the fuck are you on about, right? God, it really irks me how this like whole Japan is the anime is this conspiracy by Japan to make it it's so annoying. So annoying.
Voice and only know words. Basically, what I'm saying is,
I created you. You created me.
Wait a minute, why did you create that guy? I did.
a country that severely lacks soft power is China. If you look up China on social media, instead of getting popular franchises, you're just gonna see social credit memes, that one nigga with the unique head shape, and but in recent years,
sorry, I fucking love bin chilling.
It's
bin
very
chilling.
funny.
I fucking love that shit. It's great. Yeah, we're bin chilling right now, Ellie. We're bin chilling
for 2.5 hours.
So here's the thing. I can agree. China has less soft power, right?
Yeah.
That's 100% true. Doesn't mean they don't have soft power. Doesn't mean they don't have media. Like, because I mean, you have War of the Free. You have like the whole, Free Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Right. You have that entire thing. That's like a really massive, popular, story / novel, which has been adapted shitloads of times. Right. You have China has a lot of cultural aspects that do bleed over into other things.
Cool
right?
dresses, cool fighting.
Yeah. You have kung fu. You've got all kinds of stuff. Really,
soccer.
like I mean, there's plenty of examples you could probably come up with of China. Food in particular. Chinese food is a big thing, right? Food is like a massive soft power thing for a lot of countries, right? Like, when you think about like
the first thing you kind of get to touch from a country.
Yeah, exactly. So I can agree that they're not as powerful as Japan, but I disagree with the premise of, they don't have any like the only soft power like China has is bin chilling, right? Right? I really don't think that's the only soft power.
To spoil it a little bit, I think he's going to mention Genshin Impact later.
Oh yeah, well we'll get into that.
You do? All right.
Well, yeah, remember I watched the video. Right?
Oh, the entire thing. All right.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. So anyway,
there's been something working its damn hardest to change that. Genshin Impact. Genshin is a Chinese...
now he's going to conspiracy government the other way.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, actually. I didn't think of that. All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
Video game, but you'd be forgiven for thinking it's Japanese. It's extremely anime, but also extremely popular, unsurprisingly, with anime fans. Now, the last line of defense for a lot of dub haters is to say that, honestly, I just like consuming things in the original language.
I love how he just, makes that point, and then he just fucking drops it. and go straight into like back to the actual topic of the video.
Okay,
right? Like
here's my
just...
my weak point of I skimmed through the video. Is he going to mention soft power again?
I don't actually remember. I don't actually remember.
Because if he doesn't, then this the entire soft power
This is
thing...
weird. Well, this is weird because he makes like half a point here, which is an actually interesting point I want to talk about, which is why does the thing China look like thing Japan, right? Why are the Chinese...
Close proximity to each other, perhaps.
Yes, but I can talk about this because I fucking love Girls Frontline, right?
Oh, yeah.
I play the Chinese spyware games, okay? Right? I can meme about it, but I don't actually like those memes, but I'm going to meme about it anyway, right? I play the Chinese weeb games. Even though I should say otaku games, right? I'm reprogramming myself. It's gonna take a while, okay, guys, right? I'm working on it. It's an ongoing process. I'm removing weeb from my vocabulary. It's gonna take time. But I know a lot about the developers of Girls Frontline. I have read interviews, right? I have looked into their history. Do you want me? I'm gonna go on a mass fucking tangent, but this is very, very relevant, right?
Well, keep it a little shorter than usual.
I will try. So, Yuzong, who is the head director of Micah Team or Sunburn, depending on the region, right?
Mm.
He is the head of the Girls Frontline studio, right? He is the man. He got his start because he used to be a doujin publisher. And he would publish doujins at Comiket, right?
Yes.
So he is massive into the animes and the mangas and the light novels. He fucking loves that shit with a passion. Some of his favorite things is Ghost in the Shell, right? Gunslinger Girl, right?
Yes.
Right? You see where I'm going with this, right?
I know it.
He likes the cyberpunk type stuff, right? He likes that stuff. So he gets together with his mates and they start creating the world of Girls Frontline, which started off as a visual novel, right?
All right.
And then they created an RPG Maker game, right? Called Bakery Girl, right? Codename Bakery Girl, which is a turn-based XCOM style strategy game, which is getting a remake on Steam. Everyone should go bloody play the demo and go look it up. It's fucking great, right? But he comes out with this game, right? Which was codenamed Bakery Girl, which establishes some lore stuff. And then they get the idea of, hey, because one of the things that he published as a doujin publisher was a small little kind of girl gun anamorphized type thing, because this was around the time Kankoli was starting to become really popular in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And so Yuzong is looking at this and he's going, why don't we do the same thing for guns? Because we've already done this in a doujin form, right? Where they made a doujin, which you can actually go find. I'm pretty sure it's not hard to find. Which basically is just like proto Girls Frontline, where you have all of these guns turned into anime girls. So that's where the idea for Girls Frontline comes from, right? And so they make Girls Frontline as their gacha game, and it ends up being a massive success for them, right? Now, it's not as successful as, Genshin or Moihoyo's games or Arknights or any of these other games, right? It's not as successful, but it's successful enough, and it's propelled them into being a pretty big player in the industry. Now, does any of this sound to you like Yuzong is an agent of the CCP who's trying to use his gacha game to push Chinese soft power? Or does it sound to you like he's just like us, right?
But a little bit bigger.
He is an otaku who likes shit and wanted to create something in the image of what he likes. He loves Gunslinger Girl. He loves Ghost in the Shell. And if you play Girls Frontline and you read the story of Girls Frontline, there are a lot of beats in the story that you can directly trace back to the influences of Yuzong and his love of anime and manga and stuff, because he actually genuinely has a passion for it. And this doesn't just apply to Yuzong. This applies, I believe, to every single Chinese developer, right? I think that the developers of Genshin Impact are not making Genshin Impact because they're agents of the CCP and they want to push the CCP agenda or whatever. I think that the CCP is going to capitalize on that, absolutely, right? The CCP obviously is going to see that these things are popular and want to capitalize on that for their own ends. But I think the actual people that are in these development teams and are actually the devs and the creatives behind it are 100% genuine and passionate about their love of these things. And I believe that that shows in the work itself, right? So that's why I hate this bullshit, right? I hate it. I hate removing the element of humanity from these people, right? And saying, and just boiling it all down to, they're trying to imitate Japan's soft power for their own ends because they want to do. It's like, can't it be the case, Ellie, that they're just otaku and they want to be creatives as well, right? And create what they love.
Yeah, soft power. I feel that soft power is very hard to deliberately do anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's... that's why I'm saying. I think it's not deliberate. I think it's just good thing, right? Thing, good. People like good thing.
Let's dress up as Mario at the Olympics.
Yeah. People like the good thing. Other people want to make the good thing. They imitate the good thing. They create either their own good thing or worse thing.
You better believe that every Dutch visit to another country has tulips.
Yeah. Tulips. You're gonna take your windmills with you.
Always, every time.
A little bit of cheese. What's that? The porcelain stuff that
Delft.
You guys do.
Delft
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. You remember? I'm half Dutch. Remember? I've got half of your DNA in me. I know about the Dutch culture, don't you? You know, I know about the wooden shoes and the stuff. You know, I know a little bit.
Lactose tolerant? The real test.
Yeah, I can drink the milk. Yeah.
Hey, you're one of us.
I can drink the milk. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's I needed to have that passionate rant because I'd actually been holding that one in for quite a while.
Okay.
It's like, because I hate because it gets used on the Chinese developers so much, right? And it's worse for the Chinese developers because obviously it's like I can recognize the CCP as evil shit. I hate the CCP. I wish the CCP would just go away, right? I hate it. Not only because they censor these devs and they attack these devs and they try and control these devs, but because they're just evil in general, right? I hate them. But I'm not going to go and say every single Chinese person and every single Chinese developer is an agent of the CCP, right? I think that's fucking ridiculous. I think it's stupid, right? And it's the same with Japan. It's the same with hell. Like, I don't think that all American media is about projecting America soft power on everyone, right? America's got its own means to do that with its military. It doesn't need soft power.
Well, there is this one quirk of America media where you can't portray the American military in any negative light if you
but again, it's the same shit, right? So the CCP doesn't like it when you portray Chinese, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, there's a bit of that everywhere.
That's a little bit of image control, and it's kind of
weird.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and I'm not saying that it's not a factor. I'm just saying this isn't the fucking Illuminati. Right?
No, it's real. If I really feel it's more
not
of a hindsight.
It's not an Alex Jones fucking conspiracy theory, right? It's literally as easy as good thing good. Simple as. Right? But anyway, let's get back to the actual topic of the video now that we've talked about soft power.
Well, apparently soft power wasn't even a topic in this video.
Yeah, I don't know why he fucking drifted into that tangent. It's so stupid. But anyway.
Said it was